So MRP is called material requirement planning. Okay, and this MRP, it has 6 components. Okay, so what are these 6 components? The first component is called the gross requirements. So gross requirements, okay, so first and foremost, we have to understand this MRP looks at raw materials. So raw materials required in production. Okay, so the raw materials that are required where in production. So, and we have 6 components. So what is the first component? First component is the GR, which is called the gross requirement. Okay, so gross what? Requirement. So gross requirements, you simply say these are units of commodity demanded by customers. Or demand units by customers. These are demand units by customers. This is the aspect where we are looking at the gross requirements. So component 1 is a gross requirement, demand units by customers. Component 2 is scheduled receipts. All right. Well, scheduled receipts. So scheduled receipts, these are units or the commodity. Units of the commodity received by the firm from suppliers. So this is it about the scheduled receipts. That's component number 2. Component 3 is on hand. On hand, we are simply saying this is the opening stock. Opening stock that firm will start with. Okay? Opening stock that firm start with. Okay, so When you are finding the actual on hand, so actual on hand is equal to on hand plus scheduled receipts that you receive from suppliers minus the GR. This is how you find the actual on hand. On hand plus scheduled receipts minus the GR. GR is the gross requirements. Okay. So this is what goes on. Okay, I'm sure we are together here. Then component number 3 is net requirements. Let's component number 4. Component 4 is net requirements. So net requirements, we are simply saying these are shortage units required to meet demand. Shortage units required to meet demand. Then number 5 is planned order receipt. Planned order receipt. So this is an order that is received from customers. That's your planned order receipt, an order that is received from customers. Then the last one is planned order release. Planned order release. So I'm simply saying this is an order that is released to customers. That is released to customers as the order, as the order receipt. Okay, as the order receipt. Right, so these are the 6 components that we have in MRP. So the gross requirements, they are demanded by customers. Scheduled receipts, units on commodity received by the firm from suppliers. On hand is opening stock that firm will start with. So actual on hand is what on hand plus scheduled receipts minus the gross requirements. The net requirement, these are shortage units required to meet demand. Component 4. Component 5, planned order receipt, order that is received from customers. Planned order release, order that is released to customers as per order receipt. Now, MRP depends on product. So product structure. The product structure 3 obtained from the information. So from the information given in the question. So MRP depends on product structure 3 obtained from the information given in the question. All right. So we can also now look at the inputs to MRP. Inputs to MRP. So number one, we have inventory file. So inventory file. In the bill of materials. Inventory file, bill of materials, and MBS, master schedule. So we have this one as master schedule. So this is what goes on. All right. Then MRP also depends on lead time. MRP also depends on lead time. So what is lead time? Lead time is a time taken between when you place an order and when you receive an order. It's time taken between when an order is placed and when an order is received. So are we together so far? Okay.
Yes, we are. Thank you.
All right. So now we now want to go to what we call load sizing rules in MRP. Load sizing rules in MRP. So load sizing rules are production rules. Okay. So the first one is load for load. So lot for lot, this is similar to chess strategy in aggregate planning. So this lot sizing rule is used for perishable goods only, like vegetables. Okay? It cannot be used to any other production. So it's similar to chess strategy, okay? Used for perishable goods. And the firm should produce a shortage only. It should produce or order the net requirements. It should order the net requirements. Then we have the fixed order quantity. Here, the firm should produce units of the commodity regardless of the net requirements. So for this lot sizing rule, the firm should have carrying units, especially when they produce more units than required. Okay, when they produce more units than required. So that is the fixed order quantity. Fixed order quantity, you produce or you order fixed units regardless of what customers require. So it's possible that you can order more than what customers need and you can have something to carry on. But what? The economic order quantity is number 3. This is the lot sizing rule that requires the firm of the ordering policy by using the EOQ formula 2DS was when determining how many units to order. Okay. For the fixed order quantity, there's no formula. They will just decide, okay, we should order 1,000 units every time we have a problem. But for EOQ, you have the formula to use that will guide you on the fixed ordering policy. Okay, then POQ is period order quantity. This is the lot sizing rule that shows the period in which an order should be placed. E.g., POQ of 2 days means you order the demand for the 2 periods minus what you already have whenever there is a problem. So you order the demand for 2 periods minus what you already have. That is on period order quantity. That's number 4. The last one is PPB, which is part period balance and lot sizing. So this is lot sizing rule that requires the firm to have ordering policy in such a way that annual carrying cost should not exceed annual ordering cost. Say lot sizing rule that requires the firm to have the ordering policy in such a way that the annual carrying cost should not exceed annual ordering cost. So there should be a balance between annual carrying cost and the annual ordering cost. Annual carrying cost and annual ordering what? Ordering cost. This is on the aspect of the part period balancing lot sizing. All right, so we move on now. So MRP, like I mentioned, depends on the product structure tree obtained from the information given in the question. So from these lot sizing rules, the examiner in one of the exam question papers would ask you to do one lot sizing rule or 2 lot sizing rules or 3 lot sizing, use 3 lot sizing rules, depending on what the examiner needs. Okay, let's look at this question here. Somebody can read this question for us. I don't know if you're able to see it. You're able to
Question
see it?
1.
Yes, you can read for us that question.
Okay, the first question is, what are the inputs required for MRP? Should I read all of them or we're going step by step?
Okay, one by one. So inputs
What are the
MRP.
inputs?
The answer is this one. The bill of material, I gave these ones already. I explained the inventory file. So inventory file shows the on hand. So like an example, this is the inventory file. It shows the lead time, it shows the on hand, it shows the scheduled receipts. Okay, that's the inventory file. So the inputs there, the master schedule, bill of materials, and inventory file. They actually even mentioned about this area. I think so. These ones. I don't know if you can see. You're able to see this one.
Yes, we are.
Alright. So these are inputs to MRP. Okay, so inventory file, bill of material, master schedule. That answers the first part of the question. So what is the other question now? What are the results for using what?
Lot sizing method other
Uh-huh.
than lot for lot.
Do you remember what I mentioned about lot for lot? Lot for lot is used for only perishable goods. You can't harvest your maize, the fresh ones, in bulk when there are no customers. They'll go bad. So the other ones are better. So if you are producing non-perishable, it's better you use other sizing rules like fixed ordering policy. The fixed ordering policy is another sizing rule. So this one applies to non-perishable. You can order a calculator, a laptop, a car, or other items that you know they are not perishable. They can still stand, they can still keep them. The furniture, fixed and fittings, they can still keep them until that time comes when you can still sell them at later time. So these are better way because them you can use you can order to stock. Okay, the other rules sizing rules are used to order to stock. You order and stock, you order and keep in short. But lot for lot, you only produce when there's an order. Okay, produce as per order. Okay, or harvest as per order. If there's no order, don't. Okay, that is the reason why. I don't know if I've made myself clear.
Clear on my end.
So now let's look at, I want us to now look at the comprehensive question, question C. Question C, you can read for us, madam, so that we can start solving this question because this is the component that actually should take into consideration more. Question reads, you can read the question for us.
A product A consists of a base B and a casting C. The base consists of a plate P and three fasteners F. The lead time, current on hand inventory, and scheduled receipts are given below. All components are lot for lot. The master schedule requires 100. Sorry, the master schedule requires receipts are given below. All components are lot for lot. The master schedule requires 100 units of product A to be available in week 4 and 150 in week 6. Develop the MRP to meet the demand. The table below is given or shown.
All right, so when they say all components are lot for lot, it means you only order the net requirements. You only order what? The net what? The net requirements. You get the point, right? All components are lot for lot means that you only order the net requirements. You only order a shortage. So I'll explain what that means. But before anything else, let's do a structure to which I'll transfer somewhere. Okay, so a product A consists of a base and a casting. So product A, okay, so you come up with a structure, okay, which I'll transfer this one to the whiteboard. So A consists of what? A base B. a base, okay, a base and a casting. A base and a casting. C, casting 1. All right. It consists of a base. So this is a product structure tree, which is obtained from the information given in the question. It consists of a base and a casting. The base consists of a plate. The base here consists of a plate, okay, a plate, and what else? 3
And
fasteners.
the fastener.
And the fasteners. So this is it, our instruction. You start getting marks from here in an exam. So this one will be level 0, 1, and 2. Is that okay?
Yes, please.
All right. So this is a structure which I'm going to take that side. So you've seen it. So A consists of a base and a casting. The base consists of a plate and 3 fasteners. Okay, so the structure comes this way now. So structure 3, product A consists of a base and a casting. Then the base consists of a plate and the 3 fasteners. So from this structure, we need to start with MRP for A. MRP for which one? For A, for the final product, before these other ones. These other ones, they are dependent on A. If A, you don't do A, these other ones, you can't do B and C. And if you don't do B, you can't do P and F. You get my point, right? Right, so let's move on. So MRP for A. MRP for A. So A, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for this one, you're going to have the gross requirements, schedule receipts, on hand, net requirements, plan order, receipt, then planned order release. All right. What have we been taught about air? What have we been taught about air? For air, says what? The master schedule requires 100 units of air to be available in week 4 and 150 in week 6. Not so.
Yes.
The master schedule requires 100 units of air to be available in week 4 and 150 week 6. All right. So, okay, so we are going to put 100 units week 4, 150 week 6. So 100 units and 150 here. Okay, you see, that's what they told us. 100 units. Okay, so 100 units week 4, 150 units week 6. So the rest of these other weeks, you put zeros. So the rest you put 0, 0, 0, and 0. They are mute. Then what else are we having for A? Is on hand. Let's take the information for A. A is this one. The information for A, we have what? On hand. Schedule receipts is none, not so.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what we have. Okay, so schedule receipts on hand is 20. So you're going to put a 20 here as on hand. The schedule receipts are zeros. They said none. So what you're going to do here is you add schedule receipts and on hand are usually added. So you say on hand for schedule receipts minus GR. So actual on hand is equal to on hand schedule receipts minus the gross requirements. So this is the actual on hand. On hand plus schedule receipts minus what? The gross requirements. On hand plus schedule receipts minus the gross requirement. So add these two. 20 plus 0 minus 0, the answer is 20.
20.
Then here, 20 plus 0 minus 0, the answer is 20. It is still there. Then 20 plus 0 minus 0, it is still 20.
20.
20 plus 0 minus 100. What are we going to have? 20 plus 0 minus 100.
Minus 80.
Minus 80.
So it's a minus. So that minus is called net requirement. Net requirement, I said, these are shorted units required to meet demand. So we are using load for load. Load for load means you need to order the same shortage. Load for load means you order the same net requirements. So in week 4, we have a problem of what? Of 8 here as net requirements. So what are you going to do? Since you have put 8 here, you order the same 8. So you put 8 here. Okay, order receipt is 8. So you sort out this problem. What are you going to remain with? 0. Okay, I'm sure we are together, not so? The same week where you have a problem, we have a problem of 8 in week 4. So you order the same shortage. So the shortage was what? 8. You order the same 8. You clear the problem. But if it was a fixed order quantity, if there's a net requirement of 8, you would have ordered 100, an example, if you are using the fixed order quantity. You order regardless of the shortage. So you can have something else to keep. Is that clear? Have you followed so far before you proceed?
Sorry, do you mind repeating the statement again as to why we are ordering
We are
in the
ordering
very
this.
week?
We are ordering in the same week. The same week 4, we have a problem, madam. The same problem we have in week 4, we have a problem of a shortage of 8 units, right? So we should order the same units 8 so that we clear the shortage, we clear the customers who have come to make noise.
Okay, and this is because it's a lot for lot.
All the components are lot for lot. So you order the same shortage, you order the same net requirements.
All right, that's all noted.
So you order the same net requirements. Okay? Is that clear?
Yes, it is.
So you order the same net requirements. The same. Okay. All right. So you see the lot for lot, what is happening? We are simply adding 20 plus 0. In this case, 20 plus 0 minus 0 is 20. 20 plus 0 minus 0 is 20. 20 plus 0 minus 0 is 20. 20 plus 0 minus 100. The net requirement was 8, and also in week 4. Is that clear?
Yes.
So you ordered the same 8. So after ordering 8, you can clear this problem. You order the same requirement, so you remain with what? Remain with a 0, not so. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Then 0
Yes.
plus 0 in this week, 0 plus 0 minus 0 is 0. Then the other one is 0 plus 0 minus 150. What happens? 0 plus 0 minus 150.
Negative
Minus
150.
150.
Negative what?
150.
Yeah, but you just need to know that, bear in mind that this is your net requirement. It's 150. So in this same week, you should order the same 150. So you order the same 150. As you order the same 150 here, you clear this problem. You remain with a 0. So for you to have the order receipt of 8 in week 4, to have order receipt of 8 week 4, what happened? You check the read time. What was the read time for A?
1.
So this would have been released 1 week before. Okay? So this one would have been released 1 week before. So this 8 would have been released. So take it back 1 week before. So it would have been released here. 8. Then this other 150 would have been released here. Take it backward 1. If ready time was 3, we take these ones backwards 3 times. If it's 2, take them 3 times 2, take backwards 2. You know what I mean, right? So it's the releases that we use to get backwards. So this is how the 80, the 150, and all whatnot is actually supposed to be done. Is that clear? Is that clear for?
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Pardon?
I would like to ask a question.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so in an event where the amount on hand is higher, let's say, for instance, instead of 20, it was, let's say, 120, and your gross requirement is 100 in this case. As a result, the value you get for your actual on hand, if let's say the amount now is positive, what's the impact? Let's say in this case, the answer we found was negative 80 that we used, and hence we took it to the net requirement. So what happens if the value is a positive figure that you find?
You carry it on hand like that, meaning that here we couldn't have any net requirement at this point for week 4. We should have only so in this case for the release, we should have had maybe just one release, like 150 in week 5. Okay. So if you had if this was the 120, would have had the 20 here. So this would have been the physical units. So it wouldn't have been, we shouldn't have had any net requirements in short.
Okay. All right. Well noted. Thank you.
So now let's do MRP for each one. MRP for B. So the releases of A are the gross requirements of what? B and A, B and C. Releases of A. So releases of A are gross requirements for B and C. So if we are going to do MRP for B, or MRP for B will be so MRP for B we are going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now before we continue with MRP for B, I have to make mention one thing here that in an exam, you need to use a pencil. Okay, you need to use a pencil. The lecturer he removes the receipt, this row. This row, these receipts, he takes the plan order receipt, he takes them up there on the schedule receipts. Take note of that one. Okay. So the plan order receipt, he takes these ones up. So like this 80, we remove it from here. It should come where on this point. And then this 150, it comes from here, it should come up there. Okay, but for the way it's supposed to be, you do the 6 components in order the way it's supposed to be. But if you erase this one in an exam, just do it, use a pencil, you come and just remove this 8. Otherwise, the way I have done it, so it's was supposed to be done, but you just come and remove this row. Okay, because if I didn't explain how this 8 was about, you wouldn't have known what the release of 8 in this week. Do you understand the release of 8 in week 3? Do you understand?
Is it because of the lead time?
Yes, because of the lead time. The lead time is actually 1 week. So this is how this one came 1 week, 1 week, 1 week. But you, in the final table and exam, you find that this 8, you would put it there. You remove it from. You remove this row. So these receipts, these planned order receipts should come up there. 150 should come up there when this row is removed. But if I've understood this table the way it is, there's no problem. But you would just suggest that this 8 goes up, so it comes where there's this point here. I'm sure you've seen. So 8 comes here, and 150 comes here. Right.
Thanks a lot, sir, for that. Otherwise, I was wondering, like, the way he did it as an example and the way you were doing it, I was also getting confused. Now it's clear.
So now, what I'm trying to say, your lecturer, professor, he will do actually remove these now. 8 comes here. But for the sake of understanding, I just put the plan order receipt for you to understand. But if I tried moments to explain where this 8, how it comes up here, it would have been an extra mile. So again, now remove these ones. So 8, since you have understood where they came from, you remove these and you remove these one, that one. Okay. So in this aspect, you only have 5 components. This row, you would actually let it go. So on the read time, you just use this 8 to drop back, at least 150 here to drop back, this 150 here to drop on this one. So this is how it's supposed to be done. So meaning that the plan order receipt row shouldn't be there. Is that now clear?
Very clear, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so now I mentioned that the releases of A, the gross requirements for B and C. So if you are doing B, we are going to have the gross requirements, schedule receipts on hand, net requirements. Here, I'm just trying to put the receipt for which we can still ignore, just for your understanding. And then there is so this is the only release. So the releases of A, what are we having? 8 week 3, 8 week 3, and what else? 8 week 3, 150 week 5, 8 week 3, 8 week 3, then 150 week 5, 150 week 5. So these other ones are zeros. But take note of that. If we had the quantities of 2 here, would have multiplied by 2. So those ones would have multiplied by 2. Okay. So now it's 1, so let it be. So schedule receipts, let's go and take the schedule receipts for B. Do we have any schedule receipts for B? The schedule receipts for B, what are you having?
For B, we have 50 in week 1.
So 50 week 1. So 50 week 1. So meaning the rest of these other ones are supposed to be zeros. Okay. Then let's check for on hand. On hand, what is our on hand for B?
100.
On hand for B is 100. So you put the 100 here. Then you start solving. So here it will be 50 plus 100 is what? Is 150. So it's 150 because minus 0 is going to be 150. Then again, this plus this minus that one is 150. Are we together? Then 150 plus 0 minus 80, what else are we getting? Give me the answer there.
It's 30.
If it's what?
30.
It is what? Oh, again?
70.
So it's 70.
Yes. Yeah, so it's 70 positive. Then 0 plus 70 minus that is 70. 70 plus 0 minus the 150. What else are we getting?
Negative 80.
That's the net requirement. It's 80 here. So what happens? You order the same 8 and clearly the problem. Then 0 plus 0 minus that one is 0. Then the lead time for B is 1 week. Okay, lead time for B is 1 week. Okay, so meaning if the lead time for B is 1 week, what you do, it will have been released 1 week before. So just put 8 here. Then I told you to remove this receipt. So you remove this 8 from where it is. Okay, so remove this 8 from here. Remove it from here. And where do we take it? You remember what I mentioned? Where do we take it?
Underneath the 150 in week 5.
So you take it here.
And the scheduled receipt.
Yeah, so you take it up. So you take it this 8 here. And then you just remove this one. All right, so this is MRP for P. Then you can do now MRP for, let me do MRP for C, so that these two will be your takeaway, will be the ones you need to try. Okay, so MRP for C. So C is coming from A. Okay, so MRP for C is coming from A. So you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5, 6. So we are ending on MRP for C. These other ones, you will be able to try on time. For as long as the MRP for the final product is okay, then these other ones, not an issue. So we are going to have the gross requirements, schedule receipts, on hand, net requirement, the receipt, and then the release. Right, so C is coming from A. So these ones, the way they are, 80, the releases are 80 week what? 80 week 3 and 150 week 5. 80 week 3, 150 week what? 5. 80 week 3, 150 week 5. And then let's check the scheduled receipts that we have for C. What are the scheduled receipts for C?
20 in week 1 and 30 in week 2.
20 week 1, 30 week 2. So this is what we have. So the rest of these ones are zeros. Then what do you do for the on hand for C? On hand is what?
On hand is 30.
So on hand is set. On hand is set. So we are going now to say 30 plus 20 minus 0 is 50. Then 50 plus 30 minus 0 is 8. 8 plus 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 minus 150. What are we having?
Minus 150.
Net requirement of 150. What are we going to order? What the receipt to be?
150.
What the receipt to be?
150.
So when
150.
order 150, you clear this one. So 0 plus 0 minus 0 is 0. So you check the lead time for C. Lead time for C is 3. So lead time for C is 3. So this would have been released 3 weeks before. 1, 2, 3. So 150 comes here. Okay, so this is the MRP for C. So you can take this, remove this 150 here, and bring it up on this one. So the 150 comes on this one. Is that okay? Is that clear now?
Yes, sir.
Clear on my end.
All right. So your homework now, the task is to do MRP for P. MRP for P and what? And F. Is that okay with you? So these are coming from where? So let me start up for you for MRP for F. MRP for F is coming from B. Where is the B? B is this one. The release is 80, which is this 80 here. So you multiply this 8 by 3. Because it's saying F is coming from B, but by 3. Is that okay?
That's clear.
So you now do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So F so it is the gross requirements, scheduled receipts on hand, net requirements. You have the receipt, and the release. So you've seen the way. So it's 8 from 8 by 3 week 4. 8 by 3, which is a 240. So 240 and the rest of these are zeros. Do we have any scheduled receipts for F? F we have set week 1, and what else?
And 40 in week 3.
Set week 1 and 40 week 3. Set week 1, 40 week 3. Yes. So what week 3? Then these other ones are zeros. What is on hand? F is 0 on hand. 0 on hand. So none is 0. So we are going to have 0 plus 30 minus, so it will be 2, be what? 30. 0 plus 30 minus what one? 30. 30 plus 40 to be 70 here. 70. Net requirement in week 4. What is our net requirement in week 4? So what is our net requirement week 4?
Week 4, it's 170.
Correct. 170, you order the same 170. You sort out this minus that one, so it's 0 and 0. So you now check the lead time. The lead time for this one is 3 for F. Lead time is 3. So this would have been released 3 weeks before, so it comes here. All right, so this is all what is involved in lot for lot. So you have to do only, you do P in your own terms. That's your exercise now. You do P. All right, I'm sure you have understood. No, sir?
Yes, we have.
Okay, so
Yes,
end
sir.
now. you end here for now. So do P in your own time. I'll audit you the next class. See you just use the same concept. We can end here for now. Right.